Welcome to the show where the real ones ride. From the Browns to the block, we bring that pride. No cap, no spin, just talk that hits. From downtown lights to the Lake Erie grit. Yeah. Steam rises high off the Cuyahoga flame. In the city of work, we don't play no games. Yeah. Skyline whispers stories of hustle and grind. Cleveland's heartbeat never falls behind. It's 216, where the voices collide. Holding it down like a tide won't subside. No fluff, just fire. This truth takes flight. Let's get to the facts, yeah, starting tonight.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is time to get into this. What's up, Coach?
Man, what up, Coach? What up?
Chilling, man, chilling. So we back for our 28th episode. I got it together now. This is the 28th episode. It's the 28th episode. So
Okay.
you know, man, you know we got a lot to unpack this.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, a lot happened over the weekend and stuff. Before we get into that, how was your weekend, man?
Man, it's cool, man. It's cool. You know, always short as usual.
Yeah.
Always short. You know, how was yours, Coach?
Yeah, man, it was a busy week for me. I had to go out to Columbus for this conference
Okay.
and stuff. So that was all cool and stuff. Wasn't what I expected it to be, but I mean, it was an experience, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
all right, man. So as we know, we might as well just jump right into this. We know that this week was the NFL draft.
Yes, sir.
And we know it was a lot of issues was going on during the NFL draft. I personally was losing my stuff all over Facebook because I just couldn't fathom or understand what was taking place. So when I sit back and I'm thinking about stuff, I'm just like, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? So, but before we get into all of that stuff, Coach, what did you think of the draft? What was your outlook on the draft?
It had way more trades than what I thought would happen.
Can you turn your volume up a little bit, Coach? I can't hear. I can hardly hear you a little bit.
Hold on. Volume all the way up.
You said it's all the way up?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me try.
I think I got you now. Let me
You
see.
got me?
Yep, we good. All right. So
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I got you. You good now?
Okay. Like I said, it had way more trades than I expected. A couple of players went where I expected. What can I say, man? It was a weird. At the same time, it was a weird draft. It was very weird. You know what I'm saying? From the players getting prank called to just how everything played itself out. This was a weird one.
What I noticed, the anticipation wasn't what I was expecting. Like okay. So I went to local bar. I don't want to shout out no names or anything, just because I don't want to be in no issues. But I was at a bar with a bunch of fellas and stuff, and we was all laughing, joking, clowning, all about what's gonna happen. But first off, here's the thing I didn't understand. Went to this bar. This bar actually acted as if they didn't even know that the draft was happening. So that was that in itself, like they was not prepared. They was not prepared at all.
How do you not?
Like,
wow.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so y'all not prepared for, like, do y'all know that today is the NFL draft?
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, huh? I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, and I don't want to sound sexist because I know women like football and stuff also. I know women like
Yeah.
football and stuff also, but it was like all women were running stuff and there was only one dude there. And I don't even know if he even knew that the draft was going on. But it was, it was a lot of people. They were saying, they were like, do y'all not realize today is the draft? They were saying that to the manager. It was a woman. And she had this confused look on her face. And I was just like, how do y'all not know this?
Wow.
So yeah, it was
Hey.
interesting, and they were understaffed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of that coming around the corner in a lot of places.
Yeah. But a lot of those places better start staffing, or they're gonna be losing people. So, but yeah, man, it was interesting. To me, the draft was boring. It was extremely boring draft. Obviously, shock and awe. You know what I'm saying? But I was bored through this draft because I'm watching the picks, and yeah, it was a lot of defensive linemen, a lot of offensive linemen and stuff, which to me makes for a boring draft. I was really surprised to see Travis Hunter go to Jacksonville, but although I thought that was a great pick for him because he went back home. I thought that was dope because for you to be a hometown kid, you know what I'm saying? That works. And the fact that they were willing to sit back and say he's going to play offense and he's going to play defense. So to me, I thought that was dope because they're like, other teams were like, you're going to have to focus on one. Jacksonville said, we're going to let you learn the one and then develop into the other one. So, you know what I'm saying? They're allowing him to be himself. So I thought that was, yeah.
The crazy thing, and it's funny, man, when we talk about that Jacksonville pick. So I'm sitting here the day, Thursday night of the draft before it comes on, and I'm like, oh man, I'm about to do a couple more mock drafts.
Right.
Just do it real quick while I'm waiting for it to come on. So I pull it up. I always go as the Browns, always go to full draft.
Right.
Coach, I pulled it up, right? And mind you, it's the same draft simulator that I use. Nobody has ever offered the trade for that second pick, right?
Right.
So, boom, first pick come through Cam Ward. Second pick, boom, I get one trade request. It's from Jacksonville.
And your simulator?
In my simulator, the exact same fucking picks, Coach. I kid you not.
Crazy.
So I'm like, hold on. So I take it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, boom. I take it, and the thing is, the only thing that I didn't do is I didn't pick up Mason Graham. I picked up SHEDEUR at that fifth spot. Like, I was boom. You know what I'm saying? And I built through there, and I still had my Judkins. I still, I had to get a receiver. I still had Finn from BG. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just crazy. Like, so that's why I posted it on Facebook. Like, yo, this is what's gonna happen because that ain't never happened, Coach.
Right.
And then 30 minutes later, the draft come on, and then that shit happened. I said, that cannot be no coincidence, yo.
So one of the dudes at the bar with us, he said the Browns are going to trade for the second pick with Jacksonville. I said, what? I said, no, they not. I said, they're definitely taking SHEDEUR Sanders with that pick. I said, we know Cam is going, they're definitely taking SHEDEUR. When that shit came in, I looked at him like, dude, what do you know that nobody else seemed to know? Because that's like some insider trading stuff. Like, what's going on? But he called it, man, and I was just like, oh, I was like, that's crazy.
It made at the end, like, well, we'll get to the Brown stuff later, but the draft was like, I agree with you too. It was a little bit boring to me too.
Right. What was your shocking pick?
Pittsburgh.
When
it came around and SHEDEUR was there, I was like, oh, he's going to Pittsburgh. He's going to Pittsburgh. And they went that D lineman. I said, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, I was like, yeah, the fix might be in at this point. Like that's what I was like.
I was sitting back and I was really questionable, man. I was watching this stuff and I was just like, this is weird. But my shocking pick was the running back from North Carolina going to the Chargers when y'all already picked Najee Harris. I was just like,
I
he's
wasn't
already a
shocked.
bruiser, so you got two bruising backs.
No, you got to think about it. Najee's practically there on a 1-year deal.
Okay.
When you look at the drafts for next year, it's not really not good. Many good running backs.
Okay.
That running back out of North Carolina is nice. Yes, to me that was a shocker because I didn't expect him to go running back.
Right.
But it's not that early. I didn't expect him to go early because I know they still needed one. But you got to think about it. More NFL teams are going to that 2-back offense now.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So you got Najee. You're not bringing back JK. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go get somebody
because he was eating for them. So that was a real head scratcher.
Yeah, but the thing is, he was eating and he got hurt. He got to stay healthy a whole season. That's JK's problem.
Right.
That's his problem. Like, if, like how the best the best availability. What is it? The best ability is availability. Whatever it is, he just ain't. He ain't there all the time. That's my dude.
Yeah,
I would love to see him in the Cleveland Browns uniform. I love, but just being honest, he just can't stay healthy.
Yeah. No, I get it. I was, I was really, that was my surprise pick. I wasn't, and then obviously the Giants coming back up to get Jackson Dart. I mean, I'm gonna say I'm not surprised by it, but I was surprised by it.
I was surprised by it too.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay. But then obviously when everything else started going down the line, we was kind of like, all right, what's really going on here? Because when I saw a report right the day before the draft that was talking about that kid that got drafted to the Saints. I saw a report and they was like, he's a sleeper pick. He's a sleeper pick. And he's probably the best quarterback in the draft. I was just like, that's what y'all doing? I like this dude wasn't even mentioned in the quarterback realm whatsoever. And then all of a sudden, y'all start trashing SHEDEUR, and then this is what happens. So I thought that was real interesting too. And then Milrose, I mean, don't get me wrong, he came to my Seahawks. I was happy, but I couldn't even enjoy it because I was so frustrated and irritated at what was taking place with SHEDEUR, which we'll talk about a little bit. But let's go to the Browns draft, Coach. What did you think of the Browns draft? First off, what would you grade it?
I think I gave it a either solid B or B plus.
Really?
Yeah, and this is why. Because it has similarities to all the other mock drafts that I did personally. I knew that even though all the mock draft simulators, they always get you they always give you the teams, positions of needs.
Right.
And none of them ever list linebacker, but I knew we needed a linebacker. We haven't addressed it like how AB said. The last time we addressed it through the draft was JOK. Right. So I wanted a linebacker, but I didn't take him that high.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't drafting a linebacker to 4th or 5th round.
That was a message being sent. That was a message being sent.
To who?
To SHEDEUR.
Oh, listen, I'm gonna get to that later. It is what it is. I love the pickup of Judkins, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because everybody was like, "Oh, Travion." I love Travion. That's my dude.
Okay.
But at the same time, Travion is not built for AFC North running. He's not. He is built for where he got drafted with the Patriots or in a dome team or somewhere else, or even on a faster style of offense, maybe a Kansas City or something.
Okay.
But he's not. The thing is, when you look at him, you look at the body of work. Travion had some injuries in college.
Right.
Judkins didn't. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about, Travion does not fumble. Judkins fumbled one time this season. That's because he was playing the game with a damn broken hand when he shouldn't have been playing.
Right.
Pass pro, yes, I'll get that part to Travion all day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He picks up, he's third on pass pro. I ain't seen no college running back better than him. But to me, Judkins just fit the AFC North style. Like even down to when you look at Pittsburgh, when they drafted their running back, all I seen was Le'Veon Bell. You know what I'm saying? The kid out of Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. Like they went, like they picked somebody who fits their style of running. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think the Browns did the exact same thing, man.
So, all right. Here's my take. I am really not a Judkins fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
I know.
To me, I'm not saying he's not a decent running back. To me, he's just a younger Kareem Hunt. I was not impressed with many of his runs. He don't have breakaway speed. He barely breaks runs. He's a short yardage back to me. You get him in the 5-yard line area, he's going to punch the ball in. He's a power runner. He's a bruiser. I give him that. But I need home run hitters, and Travion Henderson is a home run hitter.
So the man running the 4.39 in the 40 ain't a home run hitter. The man who, if you go back to his Ole Miss tapes, he was breaking long runs. You go back to early season of the Buckeyes, he was breaking long runs. He did. When you go back to the Marshall game, go back to those games. He was breaking. No, coach. No, listen, that's the problem. You can't say, oh, that's Marshall. I said go back to those early season games, and I pointed out to Marshall as one of the games because he broke 2 long ones. One of them got called back. You go back to other games. Yes, he was breaking long runs. By the time you go, everybody want to point out the fact that, oh, the Notre Dame game, he got caught.
I'm not worried about him getting caught. I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying on a consistent basis, I don't think he's a home run hitter.
I don't listen. I don't. If you're talking about a young Kareem Hunt, I'll take that. I will take that for Quinshon Judkins because the young Kareem Hunt was a beast. He led the NFL in rushing. I will take that. If Judkins gives me a young Kareem Hunt for the next 5 years, I'll take that.
Okay, I respect that. I personally think he plays the role of Kareem Hunt now.
And that's fine. We need that.
But we could have just kept Kareem Hunt and you did something else with that pick.
No, because this is the difference. You're talking about Kareem Hunt now, who is not as fast, who doesn't have the same things that a young Kareem Hunt has. Go back to looking at the young Kareem Hunt versus now. The now Kareem Hunt ain't breaking nothing. So that's why we got rid of him. You found a younger version replacement of him.
They got rid of him because him and Stefanski don't vibe. That's the real reason why he's gone.
Well, whatever the reason is, at the end of the day, coach, you had a somewhat thing that you liked in a certain player, something that you liked, same attributes. You went and found a younger version of him. I don't have a problem with that. My
cousin started laughing when you said Marshall.
That's what, but you can laugh all you want to. That's still college football. Marshall, you talking about Marshall? That's where Ali went to play. So you laughing at something that Ali used to do?
No, I understand.
So he went to Marshall. So what's the problem?
But the thing of it is it translates. Sometimes it struggles on the translation.
Dude, the linebacker from Marshall got drafted who led the NCAA almost in sacks. So we going to talk about Marshall. Yeah, we talking about Mark.
Where he ended up going?
He went to the Ravens.
I say where? I said when.
I think like third round, late third.
No, he was after SHEDEUR actually.
No, he wasn't after SHEDEUR.
I believe he was after SHEDEUR, or he went right before him. But he was like in the 5th round.
I'm not. I can see if it was a school like you talking about a Kennesaw State. I'm not. Marshall's still a good school.
I'm not.
They still producing people.
I'm not saying Marshall isn't. However, you know that there's a difference. So, like, if Ali had to go play Ohio State, Ali would have had some runs, but he would have struggled. I would expect if Ali was playing not at Marshall and he played at the Buckeyes and he played against Marshall, I expect him to bust.
this is my thing. At the very beginning of the season, everybody's equal because guess what?
Everybody's coming together.
Ain't nobody face nobody. You still coming together. So
Right,
for
I get
him,
what you're saying.
for him to break those long runs, I'm gonna count him. Why I'm not gonna count him? He still
I'm not
did
saying
it.
you don't count him, but my thing is when he had to face like Big Ten players, he struggled, and Henderson was the guy was popping them.
Go check his stats when he was at Ole Miss. That's all I gotta say. Because if you're talking about, if you want to do, okay, we're doing an apples comparison. Look at the rest of the Big Ten schedule and what he did when he was at Ole Miss in SEC country.
I get what you're saying, but why didn't he do it in Big Ten country?
Because guess what? You're splitting carries. So your opportunities is not there. One game, you're getting 10 carries. The next game, you're getting 15, 20. He took every opportunity we can and did whatever. He broke long runs. I'm just pointing out Marshall because that's the game that sticks out to me because he broke an 80-something yard long run and he broke another one that got called back.
Okay.
That's the game I'm talking about. Go watch all the seasons. He broke long runs.
So you think he a home run hitter?
Coach, any running back is a home run hitter. Any running back you give him enough space is going to break one. That's all I'm saying.
But you know what I mean when I say home run hitters. Like there's different guys that you know that when you put that ball in their hands, is a chance they can pop it every time they get to run. Not every running back is going to do that because somebody's going to get caught.
I think he can. The man ran the 4.39 40 at his pro day at Ohio State.
That he trained for. But when you on a game,
and at the camp,
game speed is different.
I know game speed is different, Coach. But then that's the thing. If you're talking about that, Trayvon ran the same thing. The difference between him and Trayvon is a track guy. He ran track in high school. He has the speed.
But it translated on the football field too.
Yes.
You got people on my live saying on Facebook saying that he ain't do shit against big teams.
Okay, man. Check the stats. That's all I gotta say. Check the stats, man.
All right. So what did you think of your boy from BG getting picked up? I know you was loving that.
Oh yeah, that's who. In every mock draft, that's who I had.
I'm not hip to him. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm not hip to him. I watched him, and I had no clue of what was really going on.
He's a tight end that you get.
I was just like, there was some solid tight ends that y'all could have taken. I don't know nothing about this kid, but then when they started talking about his numbers, he was leading the FBS and a lot of stuff. So I was just like, oh, okay. I was like,
you talk about competition. So in the biggest games that he played, which was Texas A&M and I forgot the other school. I think Penn State is coming up in my mind. But he had total catches alone was like 44 in those two games. He had 17 against Texas A&M and went for 100 plus.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm not hip to him. I wasn't hip to him at all, so I didn't know what was really going on with him because when I saw it, I was like, all right. And like I said, they rattled off his numbers, and I saw they showed his highlights and stuff. I was like, all right, I can see it.
He was he was the best player at that position during that time when they made the pick.
I got you.
When the other tight ends went off the board, those two ones, I knew those two ones was gonna come off the board first.
Right.
I knew he had to be the third or the fourth because he was in that top five. The kid is nice to play. Use him in multiple positions out the backfield. Same thing that they did with homeboy Tyler Warren from Penn State.
Okay.
Except for he's just not as big. Tyler Warren is like 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
He's more like the kid that we got is more like an Antonio Gates build, but you could use him everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Locally too from Canton, man. Canton McKinley.
Okay. What about so let's talk about the number 5 pick. What did you think about that one?
Talking about Gabriel?
The Browns pick.
Oh, you talking about
Mac Graham or whatever his name is.
Mason.
Mason Graham, yeah.
It baffled me at the time, but I ain't even gonna lie. Like I can't hate on the kid because every time Ohio State played them when he was in college, he would give them the business.
Okay.
That dude, like, he was a beast. Every time I seen him play with House 8, and I used to be like, man, I fucking hate this kid. But he was a beast, and I'm not like when the pick was made. When the pick was made, I was pissed.
Right.
But after calming down and realizing SHEDEUR wasn't going in the first round, I was like, this motherfucker, this kid is a beast, man. I can't deny him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I hope it carries over to the league. You know, I call him the young Paul Wall right now, so I hope Paul Wall does it. You know.
Okay.
You know.
So, all right. After I had time to calm down, I still don't like the pick. I don't. I think the other D tackle was more effective than he was. I don't remember. I think his name is Grant or whatever.
The black one.
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was. I think he was more agile. He was much better. But look, man, when they announced the pick, we was all like this: SHEDEUR, it's time. We about to get a franchise quarterback. They said that name, the whole bar went silent.
Oh yeah.
And all you heard was, "What the hell is this?" And I'm sitting there and I'm on fire. I start on Facebook, like, no, what is y'all doing? Like, I was going crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. After I had some time to sit back and go look, I'm still not a big fan of the pick. However, he does got skills. He is a baller, but you're not going to convince me. You're not going to convince me that is the person that they said they was going to pick to convince Myles Garrett to resign.
Oh hell no!
You cannot tell me that's what the plan was. The plan was
Listen,
SHEDEUR Sanders, and we're gonna get a real quarterback in here. We're gonna make some stuff happen. You can't tell me that Mason Graham kid was the one that said, "Myles, we're gonna get this kid. All right, I'm gonna sign." You can't tell me that. My son even said he was just like, I hate that pick. He was like, I see what he does down when the season starts, though. So
yeah, I mean, I'll give him that. I agree with you. Like, I hated the pick, but like I said, when I calmed down, it was okay. I want to see how he does throughout the season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, hell, coach, no, that wasn't the reason how they. Okay, listen, I think Myles just won a lie, man. He came back for that money because you can't tell me you came back for him as the number one pick, Myles.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
No.
Everybody throughout the whole offseason, your own teammates were saying, "Yo, we need a quarterback."
Right.
We need a quarterback, and I know he ain't come back from Flacco.
Yeah. So like I said, man, I sat back and I was just like, all right. But obviously, we do know the Browns drafted SHEDEUR after Gabriel or Dylan Gabriel, and that it's going to cause a problem in the quarterback room because now we got 5 quarterbacks. We got 5 quarterbacks, and you only carry 3. So who's the odd man out?
I think people making a big deal of this. Listen, this is what's going to happen, man. One, you already know Deshaun ain't playing this season, so he's going to be on the PUP list.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't count.
Okay.
Boom. So now you're down to 4. Okay, you're not going to release any of those 2 draft picks that you got because they're not going to claim waivers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to end up on somebody's going to pick one of those 2 up.
Somebody going to pick one of them 2 quarterbacks up from the Browns?
Yeah, if the Browns put them on waivers or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to get picked up. They're not going to be sitting and end up on no practice squad on the Browns practice squad. That's not happening.
Right.
So those 2 are basically there unless they just suck. Let's just say Gabriel or one of them just sucked during the preseason.
Right.
Then you might cut one of them. But let's just say I'm gonna say both of them are safe.
Okay.
So that leaves small hands Kenny Pickett and Wacko Flacco. Small hands.
Think he gone?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna give him opportunity to fight and everything, but I think ultimately you're gonna have to rock with them too. I think, you can't. There's no way you can release both of them quarterbacks unless they just suck, man. One of them just suck.
Right.
They're going to get signed by somebody. So then basically, you just wasted a pick.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
if you sitting up in here and you didn't like who drafts 2 rookie quarterbacks?
It was a crazy. It was a stat that it was a couple teams that came out recently that did this shit. It's crazy, Coach. The last team that did it though, the Patriots, Drake May and Joe Milton.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Milton. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. I don't know, man. I would
It
give
doesn't.
it I would give it a C plus. I was not high on the defensive players that they picked at all.
Who did they pick defensively?
They got that linebacker from UCLA. They
Mm-hmm.
picked up obviously the D tackle.
Yeah.
I know we drafted. Was it I might be confusing with the
I think.
Seahawks too. Did
Yeah,
they
I
get
think
a
that's it on the
safety?
defensive. No, they ain't getting no safety. No, that's it. That's it on the defensive side. The lineman, and the linebacker. They ain't get nobody else.
They ain't get a DB.
Mm,
Okay.
nah. They
Yeah.
supposedly. I heard they're supposedly in talks with Miami to possibly because Miami won a corner. They possibly gonna trade Greg Newsom.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
But who we getting?
Somebody was like, "Y'all can get Greg Newsom. Give us Waddle." Waddle.
Hey, I take Waddle. Truthfully though,
Oh
Waddle
yeah, I
a
take
good start.
Waddle. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely take Jalen Waddle at this point.
Oh yeah. All
But
right, Coach. We had a half an hour in, so let's go ahead and get into it. You already know what it is, man. Let's just talk about the Shador Sanders stuff. So look, man. Um, I'm at the point where we're in the day and age that we got to stop playing this game. It's
mhm,
2025, and we need to stop playing this game that racism doesn't exist. We need to stop playing this game that uh it was Deion Sanders and Shador Sanders fought because they're too confident. That I had a serious issue with this. It was actually bothering my soul how bad this happened to this young man
mhm,
because um as I spoke when I was talking to people about it, I said on my Facebook page, I had people I know, and they were all making these references towards Shador's behavior. And I was just like, okay, you guys are really blowing me on this one because I don't understand what you guys are pointing out or what it is that you guys are making up, but all you seen that kid do was this after games, taunting fans who are taunting him.
mhm,
So it's like I'm standing up, I'm defending myself. So you saw him wear some fancy jewelry, chains and stuff like that he bought with his own money that he earned.
mhm.
And you're sitting back and you're giving like this kid, you're trying to find reasons to tear his his not his oh my god his personality. You trying to dig at his personality.
Okay, yeah, try character flaws, but
There
I'm
we
gonna
go.
play.
You're trying to tear
I'm
his
gonna play.
character apart.
Yeah.
And I have a major problem with this because when it's the black kid that's doing it, and this is a racial issue, and the fact that Skip Bayless came out and said that it was a racial situation, collusion, all they
Mhm,
keep thinking about was Colin Kaepernick. Yes, this is a racial situation, and all you saw this young man do was be confident, and you want to shine, you want to dim his light because he believed in himself. And I said, like, I find it extremely weird that any owner wants a quarterback that doesn't believe in his skills and his abilities. Everybody was talking about how he interviewed poorly because he was too confident. That to me is a red flag on the NFL. So you
mhm,
want somebody to be grateful. You want somebody to be begging. And that's not what you was getting with him. Johnny Manziel does this. He's cussing. He's going to clubs. He's skipping practice. He's doing everything. He has passion. He's fiery. He's dedicated. Baker Mayfield spiking flags in people's fields. He's doing grabbing his balls during the sideline, talking to other teams. He's passionate. He's fiery. But then SHEDEUR goes like this and say, if you want to change the culture of your team, I'm the guy you want to get. Oh, he's too arrogant. He's too flashy. We don't want him. We're going to ignore this man's stats. We're going to pick people whose stats ain't even close to his. Me and my son argued about this because he was like, why does it got to be racist? And then when Milrose got picked up, he's like, why does it got to be racist? And I said, I'm trying to make you understand something, dude. There's different levels to this stuff. There's different levels to this. And I'm trying to get you to understand it. So when Milrose gets picked, he's like, that's the justification. No, you're missing the fact. The fact is they don't want this young black man being as confident as he is. We want to tear him down. We want to break his confidence. We want to humble him. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is your point? So hold on real quick, Coach. So I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to get my son to understand this. Like, this is a business full of old, rich white men who hate the fact that this is a kid who's like, I'm here because I love the sport. I don't need to be here. I'm here because I love it. I don't need y'all money. I made my own money. They hate that. They hate that. They hate the confidence. They hate the fact that his dad is like LeVar Ball. I'm a supportive father. I believe in my kids. I teach them faith, nothing in this. SHEDEUR didn't disrespect his family's name. He went out there and played and put these stats up here. The only thing Jackson Dart did better than SHEDEUR Sanders is he threw for 145 yards more than SHEDEUR. That's it. So that could have been an extra game. That could have been just a game that SHEDEUR had an off day, but you threw for 145 yards more. Other than that, touchdowns, SHEDEUR had way more than you. Completion percentage, SHEDEUR's percentage was way higher than yours. It's like, what else does he need to do to show y'all what he deserved? See, Cam was quiet black guy. That's why nobody had anything to say about him. All you do is see SHEDEUR, gold chains, diamond chains, and saying, I'm the guy. And that's a problem. Go ahead, Coach.
So I'm gonna go back to the start of your conversation. So at the very beginning, he was like, he don't do what the other white players did, and unfortunately, he did. It was much more than this. Yes. He got into it with the ball boy from another team. He got into it with the quarterback or whatever the player it is from Colorado State.
He didn't get into it. All he did was refuse to shake his hand and was like, I heard what you said about me.
Yeah, but it was still, I'm just giving you, this ain't from my viewpoint. So I'm going to say that this devil advocate, this is from how other people may view it. Because once again, this is about perception. I think perception played a role. I think I wrestled back and forth with the race part because I'm like, man, some colluding, it is. So because when I get to the Milroe part too later, so perception is that's what he did. Now, and I read up. They said according to his interview with Dable, he was late, unprepared. Him and Dable got into it.
Right.
He was blowing off other teams that was interested in him, but he wasn't interested in going into. He's going to their interviews, whatever. Didn't hear anything about what Prime was doing in these interviews. I ain't hear nothing if Deion did anything particular, but those was things that was being said about SHEDEUR. Now, I'm gonna go to you talk about the Milroe thing. That's when I was like, oh well, it maybe ain't colluding because Milroe. I'm like, yeah, then people keep forgetting Cam is black and Cam went first, but then it was like, then I got to the part where you was like, there's a different type of, all types of black people. And Cam Ward is a quiet, soft-spoken, all he wants to do is play football and lead, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Milroe ain't going to give you, I guess all the entourage and stuff that SHEDEUR may come with. Because I heard he was SHEDEUR whole entourage was going with him on the interviews and shit, which is crazy if that was happening.
That's because they film stuff back. They film stuff behind the scenes because he has his own brand.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm sorry, man. You got at that point, you film all the way up until I get to that door. Once I get in this door, start and go through this, start about to go to have this interview, you can't. I don't know. That's just me. I wouldn't have them. It's just weird. Maybe it's just I don't know.
So what's the difference between that and then Hard Knock Life doing this or Hard Knock doing the same exact thing?
Because that's licensed by the NFL. You know that's coming. You know that
it is it's who it's owned by. So once again, it's the brand issue. Because I even heard Stuart Scott said he talked to a couple of the people in the offices, and they said a lot of people was more he was more concerned about his brand and not the team's brand. And I'm like, isn't that a little weird though? Because he's allowed to be his own brand. At the same time, he can support whatever team he's on. Like, if I don't have a team right now to sit back and support, yes, I'm worried about my own brand. I got to get me paid still. I got to take care of me.
It's the wrong time to be worried about your brand.
See, that's the same way that people look at it, like it was Colin Kaepernick's wrong time to take a knee.
No, Colin is a different situation to me. Colin was already established; he's already in the league. It wasn't no wrong time. I don't know whoever said that. That's just really just stupid to me. Right. But with SHEDEUR, this ain't the time you worried about your own brand. You worry about your brand once you get drafted and once you didn't sign that contract. That's when you pick the stuff back up. I'm not saying to stop your branding now. But when you walk into, like I said, when you walk into that door for that interview, whenever you're at that team facility, they got to stop at the door.
So why didn't the team stop them then?
Listen, I don't know who stopped what or who did what or how he get in. I don't know. I don't know. But all I'm saying, if that's my group and they my TV people, I'm gonna be like, yo, we cool up until this point. Y'all got to stop. I'm not gonna wait for the team to say it. I'm gonna say just out of respect for the team because they don't know I'm bringing these people. They don't know none of these people. I'm gonna stop it. But I mean, that's not. I don't want to focus on that part, like the branding part. It to me, it is just at parts and times during the draft, it screamed racism and collusion, and it just to me is weird because at the end it was between Philly and the Browns that was gonna get SHEDEUR.
Right.
The Browns jumped up in front of Philly and drafted SHEDEUR. And it's just like, to me, either one of those teams would have been good fit for him. But it's just funny, like the team that passed on him on the 5th pick is the one that ended up with him in the end, where he was supposed to have originally been. I think it was a humbling moment. They was trying to humble the young kid and bring him back down the pick. Yeah, bring him down the pick. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I got an issue with it too. I just don't, I don't feel like it was right, but at the same time, I'm with the kid. Like it's over. Control what you can control and go out there and show him who you is. That's where I'm at. Like I love his attitude afterwards, man. So just go out there and be a dog, dude.
So I like what the other players were saying. I seen a couple people and they was just like, look, dude, it ain't about where you get drafted. It's about what you do with your opportunity. But in actuality, it is about where you get drafted because it's a difference between 45 million and 4 million. Now, here's the thing that I have a problem with. You tried to humble this young man. You literally humiliated him. Understand. He got the Johnny Unitas award. You know what I'm saying? That means you're the best quarterback. The best quarterback in the draft gets picked up in the 5th round. That's a major problem. So you think that's humbling him? You think Coach, that humbles him?
That has happened to other great quarterbacks, though, Coach. You know what I'm saying? It has happened to Joe Montana. He went 4th round. It had happened to John Elway. It has happened to all great quarterbacks. Them winning that award, Johnny Unitas or whatever. It happens. My whole thing is this. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It was the whole. I'm with you on the race thing, but I'm not gonna say what happened to him has not happened to other quarterbacks. It has happened.
It hasn't happened, but you ain't never seen them be like, oh, we gonna humble Joe Namath.
No, but nobody.
Look at the Eli Manning situation.
Nobody said
Eli
it's
Manning
law.
situation.
Yeah.
When Eli Manning got drafted to the Chargers, Archie Manning said he is not playing for the Chargers, and the Chargers and the Giants did a flip and they switched.
Coach, we know I'm not arguing against it. I'm with you 100%. This racism still exists, and it has a lot of that happen. What happened with him has stuff with racism. But at the same time, is some of the stuff that did happen. It's just crazy how everything played out, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still lost about how everything went down, and I'm with you on that because it's like you talk about the Mannings and everything, how they was able. And I look at it like this way, Coach. In the NBA, a black player could do that. We seen LeBron do that.
In the NBA, yes.
You know what I'm saying? But we all know the NFL is still the good old boy club. When they colluded and got together and blackballed Colin, we knew this was a potential thing to happen now.
But let me tap in. This is what I want to say. We're gonna move on.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that that's gonna humble him,
no.
Just listen. He gets humbled. That's what y'all called y'all doing. Now imagine he becomes the starting quarterback, and he wins some shit. And I'm talking about he do something. You just created the biggest monster possible. Because now I'm going to call my own shots and I'm going to break your bank on top of it because you made me lose all of this money in the first round. So when my contract come up, you paying me $400 million easy.
Can I say something real quick, Coach?
Yep.
At the end of the day, Coach, I want that kid to be great. But just because they created a monster, that doesn't mean they can't break the monster. All I gotta say is this:
because everybody, you already got the spot. They got the spot.
Coach. Yes, you can. It doesn't matter. Oh. We seen it. Listen. We seen it with Deshaun Watson. We broke that back, boy. We took that shit away. We can invent these girls out here to do stuff. Yeah. It doesn't matter if there's a will, there's a way, and there's enough money, they will find a way to take everything. If they can, they will, and they would take everything away from that young man if he gets it. They would make some story up in the news, slander him, take everything away from him all you want, and then it comes out later on that it's a lie. We've seen it happen before, Coach. Right. All I'm saying is I want the kid to ball out. I want him to do everything. Don't focus on the money because this is my thing. Yes, he lost millions by where he was drafted. But guess where he's making the money back? Through his brand. So guess what? His jersey sales right now, I just looked at it. He's top 3. Okay. Jersey sales. And then he's also, I forgot where it was. I read last night that they're buying like his draft day merch off of his site instead of through the NFL. Which a lot of black people, a lot of these younger people, that's what they're doing. So at the end of the day, you said the brand, he's going to make his money back. Focus on being that dude on the field. Everything else will fall into place. And then when it does fall into place, don't get too cocky because they'll take that shit away from you if they can, and they will. That's all I'm saying.
My son wanted to let me know that the Davey O'Brien Award is to the best QB, which is Cam.
Yeah,
He's still not making the connection between Cam and SHEDEUR, like the difference of why Cam got what he got and why SHEDEUR got treated why he got treated. He's still not making that connection.
One, I'm gonna try to get into him real quick, Coach. One, you got Cam that's quiet, just plays football. That's it. You got SHEDEUR, kind of seem to be perceived as braggadocious, come from a family of braggadocious people. The chains, the rapping, the clubbing. You got Cam that just does football. He's the perfect model black quarterback that doesn't do shit.
Exactly.
You got the loudmouth one that they're like, you good too, but we got to shut you up. We want to be in control, not you. That's SHEDEUR. Exactly. They want to control him. They can't. Cam is gonna play his role.
That's it.
I'm not calling Cam Waterhouse nigga whatsoever, but he's gonna do what he needs to do.
Right. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to this one, man. This is another touchy subject. We're probably gonna run over time today a little bit, Coach, too. Shannon Sharpe fired by ESPN. So, this is an interesting one for me. My one cousin just jumped in and said it was collusion with SHEDEUR Sanders. We all know that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so Shannon Sharpe fired by ESPN. So here's the thing with me, man. All right. So when I first heard about this stuff, and we talked about it last week, I was like, it's a money grab. And then all the audio tapes came out. And then I started watching It Is What It Is with Cam and Mace. And they made an interesting point on there that I don't think a lot of people was really focusing on. They said that Shannon Sharpe offered to pay that woman $10 million. So it's like, if you ain't do nothing, why did you offer $10 million? Because I'm like they said, I'm not paying nobody anything if I ain't do nothing. So it was like, why would you offer $10 million to somebody that you ain't do anything to? Now, my biggest issue with the whole thing is this. I have a daughter, she's 27. There is no way my daughter's going to come to me and say that she is messing with a man that is older than me. And be like, yeah, this is my man. No, it isn't. You better go find another one. That's my nope, and nope. So there's almost a 40-year difference between this man and this woman. I posted it on Facebook. Do you feel that he has that he's a predator? Like pedo. So it was interesting because I had a lot of people do what you just did. You shook your head no. Because and they were like, she was 19 years old. Okay. My youngest son is 19. He ain't no full adult. He don't know what the hell he doing half the time. And then I have people say that, but she was selling ass on OnlyFans. So because she was doing that, that excuses the fact that there's a 40-year difference man, 40-year-old different age different man trying to get at her.
It doesn't, to me, it doesn't excuse the fact. Is to me, it's a little weird, but it is what it is at the same time. I'm not calling Shannon Sharpe a pedophile because one,
40 when she was born.
I don't call it that. She wasn't 40 when she was born. He's trying to Shannon Sharpe. First of all, Shannon Sharpe is
50 years old.
No, he's 60. He's 57. No, I'm not rounding up.
He's 55 or 56, somewhere in there. But
he's 57. He's 57.
5 and above, give it a shove. He's 60 years old.
She's 19, 20.
So that's not difference.
That's not 40 years, Coach. You rounding up now. You rounding up.
60 and 20. 60 and 20. What's that age gap, Coach?
You rounding up.
60 and 20.
He's not 60.
Man, look,
that's the thing.
Give it a shove, dude.
Listen, I can't call him that because I've seen it. Put it this way. Wasn't nobody saying nothing when Hugh Hefner old ass was banging all them younger girls.
But so people did say stuff. It was just other people.
If it wasn't a problem, it's fine. And this is my thing too. Shannon already told us that. He told us that when he did an interview with Cat Williams. When Cat Williams was like, get you an older girl. Even when he did the interview with Monique, he told us that. He told us that.
Yeah.
So I don't listen. The age difference is weird, but at the end of the day, the girl was doing. I gotta agree with people. She was doing OnlyFans, and she got daddy.
Weird to me, man.
She got daddy issues.
She got daddy issues. Sorry, man. Like my son, and like I said, my son and my daughter. Actually, neither one of my sons or my daughter can come to me with anybody that's over my age. I'm looking at you like you got 3 heads, and I'm not, and I'm automatically not agreeing with it. I'm automatically not approving of it. Off the bat. Listen,
that shit is not really gonna happen in a household that your father is there. Obviously, that girl who got the face of Jeff Hornacek, daddy was not there. Okay.
So the thing that threw me out the first time was I actually thought that she was Latino. I didn't know she was white.
I knew she was white.
So I was just going off of her name. So I didn't know if that was her OnlyFans name or if that was her real name, but I thought she was Hispanic. So that was the
Shannon,
thing that tripped me out. But then when they started talking about I'm gonna put this big black baby in you,
she said that shit.
whoever
But
said it, that's still some wild ass shit.
man, listen. Shannon found him one that's gonna role play slave and slave master with him,
Yeah,
and that's all it was. They got to use some freaky stuff. She liked to be choked. He liked to be the runaway slave. It is what it is. My whole problem is this. First off, Shannon, you need to learn, bruh. I'm gonna say this, and this is my last thing I'm gonna say about Shannon. You was better off going to go get you a Juanita out of the projects that was 19, because she ain't gonna say nothing. She just needs some Birkin bags and some clothes and a car. You could have got her a Honda Civic. She would have been fine. She wasn't gonna do nothing.
You can go pay for you a chick that's gonna play any role you need. So
no, he ain't looking for one of them.
But I mean, he wasn't trying to have no relationship. He was just looking for a jump off, basically. That's what he was looking for.
My thing is this: if this man was such an evil man, you moved from California to Vegas to be near him.
I learned that today.
You know what I'm saying? So do I think he's guilty? No. Do I think he's guilty of being a freak? You know what I'm saying? Like if Shannon was popular when Diddy was having his freak off, Shannon would have probably been there.
Okay. Baby oil and all.
Yes.
But I don't know. It's just something about that age gap that don't work for me. People, it's weird to me when I hear men be like, and you like damn near 50, and you like, ooh, she 19, she right.
No, it don't.
Weird as fuck. Like it
is. No, and this is my thing. I agree with you. It's weird. It is weird, and I said it was weird, but at the same time, 18 is the age of consent. She's 19. Do what you do. That ain't for me. I can't do that. Right. I can't do it. But Shannon, if you want to be, you want to be old, you Hefner, the black version, that's on you, my brother.
Somebody on TikTok just said age ain't nothing but a number, and it was a woman.
Oh, okay, Miss R. Kelly.
Miss R. Kelly, that's hilarious.
No, I'm just playing. Hey, I feel you too, but that's how some people feel. Like I get it, but one of the things that I want to know was like, Shannon, what was y'all talking about? What was y'all conversations like?
Yeah, because I don't have nothing in common with no 19-year-olds. I like those are former football players and stuff. I check on how's life going on, but I'm good.
If it works for you, Shannon, man, go ahead and I agree with the lady too. I ain't gonna lie, like in some instances it is a number because I look at like shit. I think me and my girl like maybe 3-4 years away. You know what I'm saying, apart, but that's cool. But you know what I'm saying? It's way better than 20 years, huh?
It ain't 40 years. Come on, man. You done been married 35 times more before as she was in diapers. Come on, man. Like hell nah. All right, so let's get to the next topic, Coach. The next topic is Cavs 3-0. My cousin just said that the sweep is in full effect tonight, so that the game is already a half an hour in. I don't know what the score is right now.
It is the score is 30-8.
Oh shit, the Cavs.
Yeah.
Oh, they came on business tonight. They said
we're
about to end it in Miami.
Oh yeah, I mean Garland is out again tonight. Might as well end it and keep it moving.
Right. But the only thing that scares me about that, remember when the Cavs was getting blown out by Boston like that, and then Boston thought they had it on lock, and then the Cavs came back and stole that game from Boston. That's what it gives me a feel of. I'm a little worried about that one, but I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying, the Cavs stick to it and don't loosen up and just go for the jugular on this one tonight.
I mean, it wouldn't be no different from what they did in what was it, game 2 or game 3 when they was up and then all of a sudden they came back and it was close again.
Yeah,
like that's been their problem the whole season. But I can say this: they're doing a way better job than when they had JB. Under JB, they would have lost some of them games.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, JB, I gotta give JB his credit, man. He did his thing out. He doing his thing out in Detroit, but he just wasn't. I think at that point in time, they got tired of that, his voice. As a coach, they get tired of your voice after a while.
Yeah. They saying that the Miami Heat ready to go chill on South Beach. They already checked out.
Hey, shoot, go ahead, man. Go
You
ahead,
know?
because we'll take the rest. Let the other teams battle it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get it to the last segment, Coach. Get it off your
Mm-hmm.
chest. What you got to say, what you want to talk about. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, because I don't even know yet.
All right. So the thing I want to talk about is this. The Shedeur Sanders situation should make everybody open their eyes to the climate of the world that we live in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And as people need to, as black people need to stop making excuses because you're jealous of somebody or the fact that you do not have um the same money or the opportunity or the chances those people, and you need to stop really hating on that
Mm-hmm.
because you know at any point in time your situation could come up, whether it's at your job, and then you're gonna want people to listen to you and you're gonna want people to hear you and be able to, you know what I'm saying, you want people to listen to your story, and then all we're gonna do is look at you like you was crazy because it's like, but your situation ain't no different than what happened with this young man right here. So why is it different for you
Yep.
than it is for the next person? You see what I'm saying? Like you couldn't understand it when it was happening to Shedeur, but now you want everybody to understand it when it comes to you. My thing is open your brain, open your mind, open your eyes, and see what is going
Mm-hmm.
on. Because the NFL made it blatantly clear that if they want to decide to collude, use their power to shut down black voices, black talent, and everything else, then black people need to have that same mentality. That sport,
Yep.
the NFL does not run without black players. The
Nah.
NBA does not run without black players. The Olympics does not happen without black athletes. Like, so people need to stop trying to diminish what we are capable of doing and what we bring to the table and start opening their mouths and their eyes. If you don't agree with it, speak on it. Don't make up no falsehoods on no bullshit talking about, oh, well, he's flashy and he does this and he does that. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that because if you accepted it when Johnny Manziel was doing it, you accepted it when Baker Mayfield was doing it, accept it when Shedeur does it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop figuring out, like acting like you always got to try to humble black people. Why does the confidence scare you so much? And that's what I'm leading off with, Coach.
Hey, you hit some very valid points. Whew. I'm gonna just mine's gonna be quick and simple, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen. Well, so this morning I got on Twitter. My morning routine. I seen your boy Saquon Barkley stepping
Oh
off
my God.
the plane with the orange Chester the Cheeto man himself.
Mm-hmm.
And then they talk, and then they go their separate ways or whatever. And then of course, I just let it marinate throughout the day, let it get throughout, go viral.
Right.
Then I seen his comeback was like, oh, keep the politics out of this. I respect the office. I just played just like and it's funny because he kind of he did the stuff that white people normally do. Like, oh, I got black friends too. He's like, I played golf with Obama the other day too. Anybody say nothing about that?
Right.
Really Saquon. And then I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, it's par for the course. That's a Penn State course.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? His wife is also a white lady who was known to have said that she loves to use the word nigger a lot.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she deleted those tweets, but they're still, they still there.
Okay.
And so my thing is this real quick, so I'm gonna end it up. So all skin folk and kinfolk, and I'm gonna say this right. The reason why I'm saying this, Jalen Hurts, you my dude. Conflict of interest. I love that, my buddy. You had something else to do that day, huh? You pulled a Michelle Obama on us. I love that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So real quick, I'm gonna shout out the players who had conflict of interest that did not attend this draft. I mean, this this little ceremony. I appreciate y'all for standing 10 toes down with the folks and do y'all little conflict of interest So hold on, let me pull it up here.
I know Jalen Hurts was one of them.
Jalen Hurts was definitely one of them. So shout out to Jalen Hurts. Shout out to AJ Brown. Shout out to Devontae Smith. Shouts out to Brandon Graham, Darius Slay, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, CJ Chauncey Gardner, Zach Braun, N'Kobe Dean, Isaiah Rodgers, Jalen Hunt, and Josh Sweat. Appreciate y'all for having conflict of interest and standing, 10 toes and not showing up, man. You know what I'm saying? In a world full of Saquon Barkley's, be a Jalen Hurts, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. This is bringing us to the end of our show. And we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Through the struggle and roar, we rise unbowed. From the quietest streets to the gathering crowd.